Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. This one is actually going to go up today, so it's going to replace, hey, so normally, Thursdays is Nigel Salesman Labyrinth, but because I've run into one or two issues with getting that video ready, yeah, I'm gonna try to push it back until later on this week, depending on when I can get the issues resolved. And it's more so with it's like processing and rendering. So depending on when I can get these resolved, it's either gonna come out tomorrow. Oh, hopefully, which tomorrow's best case scenario, but worst case scenario, it will come out on Sunday. And pretty much, if it comes out tomorrow, then cool, and then Sunday will be our review of Superman Returns. But if I can't get it ready by tomorrow, then we'll instead just review Superman Returns for tomorrow, and then we'll have it up. I will have episode 100 of Nigel Tales from Labyrinth up on Sunday. Hey, it's a long one, but it's still an enjoyable one, so I hope you guys do go in to enjoy it whenever it decides to come out. But shifting gears here, it's still WrestleMania season, and we've got another fantastic bang of a WrestleMania match on our hands. So last time we did hit Triple H versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 27, an absolute classic. But there was some unfinished business. The Undertaker challenged Triple H once again, and this is what begat that match. I'm talking about WrestleMania 28. The Undertaker once again facing off against Triple H. And this one is being billed as the end of an era. What does that mean? Let's find out. So as always, I'm not a professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had a fantastic time with this match. Just like 27, this one also considered one of the best WrestleMania matches, at least in recent memory, possibly even of all time. And kind of for different reasons in a way, just like 27, but for mostly different reasons why this one is also beloved as well. But how does it hold up to WrestleMania 27, and how does it hold up to the rest of the card? All right, let's find out. At least WrestleMania 28, the rest of the card wasn't a complete stinker like WrestleMania 27. At least there was a couple more actually decently good matches. And then this one was just as an addition on top of that. It didn't completely have to save the show like it did with WrestleMania 27. So a little less legwork, thankfully, from Trips and The Undertaker. But without further ado, I've rambled on long enough. Let's get right into it. If you've seen this review before, you kind of know how this works. If you haven't, let me tell you what I liked and disliked about the match. So starting with what I liked, pretty much a lot of the things that made the first match so enjoyable get carried over into this match. But this match, a lot more about the emotional payoff. So, what exactly happened that led to this match? The Undertaker, her last time, if you remember, WrestleMania 27, beat Triple H, but just barely. He wasn't able to walk out of his own power, and in kayfabe, that ate away at the Undertaker to the point where he challenged Triple H to a match here, and began cutting his hair until Triple H accepted his challenge. Which I forgot to mention, if the legend is to be believed, the video packages for Undertaker to confront Triple H at WrestleMania 27, if that's believed, those were supposed to be for Sting, but Sting ultimately ended up re-signing with TNA, and we got, among other things, Victory Road 2011, him against Jeff Hardy. You picked the wrong time to resign with TNA, Sting, but and maybe I'll talk about that at some point. Should there have been a Sting versus Taker match, because that's kind of what people are discussing now that Sting's career is officially over. But that's a topic for another time. But yeah, so Undertaker has challenged and Triple H this match and it became a Hell in a Cell match, and Shawn Michaels was has instated as the special guest referee. So Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee. Will that play into the match? Let's find out. But yeah, so there's the build, and then of course, the Undertaker, or no longer, if what I was saying earlier, or didn't give it away. No more long hair Undertaker. This is Mohawk Undertaker, or like, hey, I've seen worse mohawks. It looks like back then. I remember her. Granted, this is probably I think this is the first time I'm watching this match in its entirety. But back then, seeing the Undertaker go from all that long flowing black hair to just a mohawk, it it was pretty jarring. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely was pretty jarring. Like I imagine, and this is probably how people felt when Chris Jericho went from his long hair or to like the short hair look that he had in like 2007 and or like or even when Adam Pearce used to have hair back then. Yeah, Adam Pearce used to have hair if you can believe it. So, but definitely a jarring look, or even Triple H when he cut his hair like pretty jarring, going from the long hair and everything now to the short mohawk. But he did, and why he needed to cut his hair in order to get his match with Triple H, I have no idea, but he did. But nevertheless, nevertheless, these two, like I said, the best aspects from their first encounter, and technically there's a second encounter because they also faced at WrestleMania 17, which that one is not on the table for this year, but we'll probably review it at some point. But I mean, in the future, maybe next year or so. But nevertheless, as all the things that were great about their previous encounter essentially coming over here, including them pretty much starting out throwing bombs at each other. Not like actual bombs, but like hard shots against each other to start it out. Both men really taking each other to task. Undertaker spending the good majority of the majority of the first part really just beating the crap out of Triple H all around the cell up until Triple H kind of turns the tide and turns the momentum. And Shawn does play into like the factor of Shawn Michaels being the special guest referee does play into it, because he is very much conflicted. On one hand, and the Undertaker told him, if you get involved in this match, there will be hell to pay. Like if the match isn't pure, like if you get yourself involved, you're gonna pay essentially. But at the same time, he's also he also is of course friends with Triple H. That's his best friend and everything in kayfabe, except for that one time that Triple H attacked him in the parking lot and stuff like that. But time heals all wounds. But yeah, so Shawn Michaels is very much conflicted, but for the most part, he does call it down the middle. And when Triple H just starts waylaying Undertaker, not just with chairs, but with a sledgehammer, you can see Shawn on very much wanting to stop it. Triple H telling him end it, end the match, call for the bell, call for the match, like stop the match, so that Undertaker won't be beat down. Triple H, you're a few years early on that, and considering how that turns out when Hell in a Cell has a referee stoppage, that's probably not a good idea. But nevertheless, as Shawn doesn't stop it, Undertaker tells him not to stop it until Undertaker, as Shawn is about to ring the bell, you can see the confliction within him, should I ring the bell? But he told me not to. But he's getting the crap out of him. This is uncomfortable to watch, and it is to an extent a bit uncomfortable to watch, but I think that's what really helps elevate it even more. So Shawn's about to ring it, but Undertaker locks in the Hell's Gate on Shawn. So Shawn is out then, and Charles Robinson comes in, and he's taken out as well. Then when Shawn gets back up, Undertaker goes for the tombstone. Triple H moves out of the way, and Shawn just nails Undertaker with the sweet chin music. Now, on one hand, yeah, obviously some favoritism on the part of Shawn there, nailing the Undertaker with the sweet chin music. But the second time, Undertaker kind of initiated it by locking in the Hell's Gate, which Triple H has locked in the Hell's Gate twice. The first time, Triple H powers out, so showing you learned his lesson from last year. But the second time was when Shawn was out, and they were waiting on the new referee, and Triple H indeed passing out. And they essentially did the same thing, where Triple H tried to go for the sledgehammer, but wasn't able to, and he and he essentially dropped it. Except this time it didn't end the match. But yeah, so yeah, but of course, I mentioned in the Sweet Chin music between after that the Sweet Chin music by Shawn Michaels after the Undertaker took him out with the. With the sweet. So I'm sorry. Hey, the Hell's Gate. Hey, so Undertaker took Shawn out with the Hell's Gate, and then Shawn nailed the Sweet Chin music. But that also led to another one of the like all time holy crap, that was close WrestleMania kickouts, at least in terms of the streak, as the hand's about to come down for three, but Undertaker powers out at the last moment. Like you could tell, like people thought it was over. Like the pop when Shawn nailed the Sweet Chin music, and then Triple H held the pedigree right after. Or like the crowd, you could tell was on the edge of the seat. You could tell how they thought it was over, but then Undertaker powers out. So like definitely one of the best, and then Triple H continuing his assault, not just with the sledgehammer, but also on the Undertaker, including a couple more pedigree. He's or I think just one more. Even like, hey, Shawn's trying to insert himself so that Triple H and Undertaker don't hurt themselves too much. He's making sure they play nice in the sandpit, and Triple H just yoinks Shawn out of the ring. Poor Shawn, he gets abused by both the Undertaker and Triple H. He gets abused. Who's in this match, man? But eventually, Undertaker nailing the tombstone and putting away Triple H. Finally to become 20-0. And then he is helped to the back by Shawn and Triple H this time around. Yeah, so a hell of a match there, and good luck everybody else on the card. But yeah, so just fantastic stuff, just awesome stuff in the match. Another banger between the two, like the emotional payoff. Like the first one had, I would say, a bit more, or I don't necessarily know if I want to say action, but a bit more of like that fight feel. The second one had a lot more of the emotional payoff. I think is how I want to assess. There's definitely was a lot more of that emotional payoff with the second one compared to the first one. The first one it was still there, but the second one leaned into it a lot more. And it led to one of like the best has finished like one of the best streaks almost over her moments in history. Yeah, yeah. So in terms of what I didn't like, if I had to find something to nitpick, like the shtick with Triple H telling Shawn to end it pays into the story, but it plays into the story, I should say, but it does go on a bit too long. But otherwise, that is just a small thing in the grand scheme of things. Now, this match was billed as the end of an era, but sadly that didn't quite mean too much, at least not from the service, because I think maybe the intention of end of an era was, and commentary might have clued us in on this, on what's supposed to be the end of the era, what the era is supposed to be ending. It's probably like the last vestiges of the Attitude Era, like shedding off. Of course, Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, big parts of that. Shawn Michaels a little less so, because that's around when he has back injury and went into his first retirement. But yeah, like those last vestiges of the Attitude Era, some of the last old guard having one more like classic match, like because after this, Undertaker, with the exception of like Shane McMahon off a technicality, Undertaker doesn't really battle anyone else from the Attitude Era anymore. Like CM Punk's from more so the modern era. Then obviously there's Brock Lesnar, who's more like ruthless aggression era. Same with like John Cena, Bray Wyatt, more modern era. Shane McMahon, and like I said, kind of that Attitude Era, but but not like a key figure like the rest. So I think that might be what the end of the era was supposed to be. And another indicator I think of this was the original plans for WrestleMania 32, because like Undertaker wasn't supposed to fight Shane McMahon originally. Undertaker, or if you check the list, Undertaker looked like he was penciling to fight Cena. There was even some rumors that he was supposed to fight Sting even, but of course, he ended up fighting Shane McMahon. So I think that might be what the end of an era was supposed to be, but it's not necessarily clear. They kind of put it over saying this might have been the last time we see The Undertaker. This might have been the last time we've seen Triple H in the ring. And ending and stuff like that. Wrong on both, unfortunately, but nevertheless, that's still a fantastic match and still a really solid match. And now the Undertaker's 20-0, but nevertheless, that's going to do it. And obviously, when I say now, I mean like after this match and everything. But that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on post notifications. Every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments what your thoughts on the match, my review of the match. Do you like the match? Do you like my review of the match? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.